When you hear that Buster H.R. Oh, man, it's about to go down. You feel the tension in the air. Wrestling fans all over the world, get ready for this right here. They're gonna have a field day with this one. You're about to witness Buster Unmasked! Oh, Lord! Oh, Lord! There's no telling what Buster's gonna say today. We just getting started. Just getting started! Welcome to Buster Unmasked! Hosted by Buster H.R. Johnson. This is a Buster H.R. exclusive. We are now tuned in to Buster Unmasked. We are now tuned in to Buster Unmasked. You are now tuned in to Buster Unmasked. We are now tuned in to Buster Unmasked. Welcome to Buster Unmasked! Welcome to Buster Unmasked! Buster Unmasked!
All right, y'all, we're here. We're live. You're watching Buster Unmasked, and you know what you got to do. You got to like this video. You got to share this video and go on straight to Buster H.R. Johnson on YouTube and subscribe to my channel. That's the most important part. Hit that little red bell. That way you know when content's coming out, man. We got a heck of a show for you guys today. I don't really know what to expect. I feel like this thing is going to might go off the rails with these guys. I've been trying to get all of them here for a long time. Finally got them here. These guys are absolutely one of the most dominant, sought-after tag teams around our area. And before we get to them, you know what I got to do. I got to plug the dozens coming up on Sunday, October 19th at 8 p.m. You do not want to miss that. And my sponsors, so let's do that now.
You already know who it is.
We be bustin'!
It's Big Buster, baby, and I got some dirty dozens for y'all.
We be bustin'!
Wrestling roast battles. Y'all ain't ready for this. Y'all ain't ready. Here we go. Oh. Who be bustin'? We be bustin' like Blassie, like William Perry, we hustlin'. Big in these streets like Big Buster. You a sucker like Lou Brother who trust we bustin'. Lick off shot, chin get clock, knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. Dirty dozens with my pros, step into the zone. Wrestling roast battle, leave that alone. We be bustin'.
For all of your breaking news, sports, and weather in and around the Jackson, Tennessee and the West Tennessee area, be sure to tune in to 101.5 FM or 103.5 FM. You can also log in to talkinwesttennessee.com. That's TALKNWESTTN.com or newstalk1035.com. For all of your in-home care and consumer direct services in and around the Caruthersville, Missouri area, be sure to call Glowing Hearts at 573-643-2537. Their priority is caring for you and your family. Be sure to check out the Boot Hill Sports Network on YouTube for all of your sports news and live local games in and around the Missouri Boot Hill. That's BOOTHEEL. That's the Boot Hill Sports Network on YouTube. The Boot Hill Sports Network is also the home of American Hostile, Championship Wrestling, and the Unified Wrestling Alliance every single Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on YouTube. Professional wrestling just the way you like it. All right, guys, you got a Check out the dozens on Sunday, October 19th, man. It's going to be off the charts. It's the second first round edition. Got 2 battles. 2 of these guys are going to walk away $50 richer. You do not want to miss it, man. I got some funny guys. This should be off the charts, hilarious. And my sponsors, without those guys, none of this would be happening. Not the dozens, not the podcast. I was just about done, guys. You just don't know how close. But, man, I got to thank my sponsors 100% keeping me in the game. And speaking of in the game, man, let me just talk about my guest tonight, man. Look, first of all, I guess before I talk about them and introduce them, they had some demands to even come on the podcast. These guys, like I said, man, they are one of the most sought-after tag teams in professional wrestling, not just around our area, but in professional wrestling, period. They got the look, they got the drive, they got the experience, and they got the bad attitude to go along with it. The only plus they got is the Matriarch. She's the highlight of the whole show for those guys. But let me just say this. They had some demands. So without any further ado, man, I got a video they sent me. They demanded I play this. If I didn't, they wouldn't even come on. So here we go. Let's see what the Initiative's got to say.
The Initiative, aka the Paramount of Perfection, combined weight 454 patriarchal pounds, from the land where men were once men. Members: the true American Trace Lee Hunt, aka patriarchal powerhouse, Trace the Mace, second generation wrestler, 20-year veteran, former soldier and firefighter, sparked the birth of the Initiative after betrayal by his country and community. The new beginning Jason Genesis, bitter trainer abandoned by his students, fights to reshape America's broken spirit. Every match is a lesson, every promo, a sermon. Manager, the Matriarch Arynann, mastermind behind the Initiative, believes America has lost its way. Mission: restore strength, order, and discipline through wrestling. Mission statement: the Initiative is committed to improving the sad state of America through professional wrestling. They aim to be a shining example for failed Americans, showing them how to do better, get better, and be better. Signature philosophy: the Declaration of Discipline. The scroll, carried by the Matriarch, this bold manifesto consists of 7 articles which outlines the faction's core beliefs. Strength over emotion, reverence for patriarchal leadership, no-nonsense combat style, militaristic language and rigid moral code, restoring America one broken body at a time, tag team finishes and featured moves. The Initiator, combo back suplex backstabber, the Matriarch's final order MFO, power slam from the second rope, the Midnight Hammer, stroke codebreaker combo, power and glory, superplex frog splash combo, pomp and circumstance, corkscrew suplex senton splash combo, the Crucible, tag team version of Beats of the Boron, Eagle Impact, pump handle slam flapjack splash combo, championships held together, EPW Tag Team Champions, PPW Tag Team Champions, MIW Tag Team Champions, promotions worked, Ohio Valley Wrestling, EPW, Guardians Legacy, Title Match Network, Premier Pro Wrestling, Championship Wrestling of Memphis, Legacy Pro Wrestling, Middleton Independent Wrestling, Gulf Coast Wrestling, 901 Wrestling. Catchphrases: behold, the Initiative, do better, get better and be better. Closing quote. Weakness is the enemy. Strength is the solution. Through strength we gain victory. Through victory we gain freedom. The Initiative will set you free. Behold the Initiative.
All right, guys, I don't really know what else I can say after that right there. Without any further ado, let me get on Trace the Mace, Trace Hunt. And let me bring on, Trace, before you even say a word, man, because I know you got a lot to say, let me bring on the guy who wants to reshape America into his vision and create a new beginning, Jason Genesis, and the brains behind the brawn, the Matriarch, Arynann. Guys, what is up?
Arynann.
Arynann, excuse me,
Right
I'm
off the
so
bat.
sorry.
Yeah, no,
Right
reading's
off-
hard for a lot of people, so I get it.
You know I'm from Arkansas, Trace, man. You know what that means, man. I got a 3rd grade education, dude.
Yeah, it means idiocy, obviously.
I can see what we're in for today, man. I got
No,
that.
no, 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 no. Hold on. Just wait a second. You start us off by listening to some ludicrous underground garbage music. Then we have to listen to a 30-minute intro that sounds like every store that's in the flea market in Podunk, Arkansas. And then you're going to mispronounce the matriarch's name. You're off to a bang up start, pal. I've got half a mind to walk out right now.
Come on, man. You gotta cut
Apologies.
me some slack, man. Y'all
I'll
gotta
leave it
cut
up
me
to
some
I'll leave
slack.
it up to the matriarch. If she wants us to stay, we'll stay.
I guess we'll stay.
So look, girl, let's start with you, man. You are the mastermind of the initiative, and here's what I want to know. Right off the bat, before we just dive into this thing, what was it about Trace Lee Hunt and Jason Genesis that you seen that you knew that if you put these two guys together, they'd be unstoppable?
Look at them individually. I've watched Trace from the sidelines for a long time. I've watched him dominate every show around for a long time. And look at Jason. It's perfection. Both of them together. Look at it.
The paramount of perfection. It says it right there, and you guys, it reads like a bio sheet, but it really sounds more like a complete manifesto, man. Completely of y'all's beliefs, your intentions, what's going on with the initiative. So I want to start out before we get into the meat of this, because I'm going to pick this thing apart with you guys, because there's some interesting lines in this info sheet right here that I got. I transcribed it so I could see it. But let's just talk about the initiative, period. Did you two guys have any history pre-getting together? I know you guys knew each other. I know you guys wrestled in the same places, but is there any real history, water under the bridge, between you two guys before the initiative was formed?
What an understatement.
Absolutely. If you would have done all of your research, you'd have seen that we have had rivalries all over the Mid-South, having match of the night every time we came together. And that's one of the reasons why, once we did have that put behind us, why we knew we would be such a great team.
So that's a great point. And, you know, our last interaction resulted in Jason putting me in the hospital. And that's a shoot. He took a chair and he destroyed my knee. And I had to have surgery for that. And when I woke up from that surgery, I didn't see my family, and I definitely didn't see any EPW fans or any Trace Lee Hunt fans. I didn't see any support from anyone. You know who I saw? I saw the matriarch, Arynann. And she made it very clear that every single person that I worked so hard to impress, to be good for, to be a good person for, had abandoned me as soon as I couldn't give them what they wanted. There's only 3 things that get unconditional love in this world. That's women, children, and dogs. And she told me, you are none of those things, but you are a professional wrestler. Now get out of this bed, fix yourself, and I've got a plan. And then she left, and I didn't see her again until my rehab was complete. And that's when she introduced me to my new tag team partner and best friend. So, is that enough info for you?
Well, so let's delve into that a little bit. How do you guys become friends? Like you said, the last time you saw Jason, he left you laying, man, put you in the hospital. So how do you go from that to then, boom, the matriarch, Arynann, brings you face to face with the guy who just pretty much made you up, tried to cripple you, and now you guys are best friends. How does that happen?
Jason's a teacher. But in his soul, he's a teacher. And that's what he was doing, was teaching me a lesson. Now, I'm a 20-year veteran, so I don't get taught a lot of things. I try to be humble, but it's really hard when you're in a tag team like this. But he made a point to teach me something, and he had to do it a hard way. And he did. And once you present that to me in a logical fashion, because Jason and I believe in logic, not emotion, how can I turn this down? It made too much sense. Tell him, Jason.
Trace knows better than anyone that through suffering, strength is acquired. That's the only way. And he knew on the other side of that rehab what I was doing for him. And he knew that the EPW fans didn't care. None of the fans out there cared. So he knew that the Matriarch had a grand scheme in mind. And
So,
You writing this down?
I'm taking notes. Arynann, let me ask you this, man. Did you think that you...
Sir, she is not a man. Buster, she's not a man.
I forgave the first one. I
know,
was
that's
hoping
twice.
you said ma'am.
Ma'am, that's right. Let's go with ma'am. I'm a good Southern gentleman, so let's just go with ma'am. Ma'am, let me ask you this. How did you believe you were going to be able to bring these two together after their history? Here's the thing. What was it that you knew that Trace was missing that he needed?
Look at him. These two are grown men. They know how to grow up, to be a man, to be better.
So, Jason, we know you're a teacher, and here's an interesting line in your bio info. Trace. Now, Trace's build up sounds like he's Rambo, but now there's a line in here. It says, bitter trainer abandoned by his students. And here's the thing. Trace sounds like he's Sylvester Stallone in Rambo. You sound like you're the Cobra Kai instructor in the original Karate Kid, man. Talk to me about that. Who wrote
He was
this?
also a badass, so, you know.
He was a badass, no doubt about that. But, I mean, here's the thing. Did you write this, Jason? Did you approve that line?
Of course I approved that line. Everyone knows. Let's look at the history of EPW. Who was on the top of EPW while Trace was in his rehab for 9 months straight? Jason Genesis was the face of EPW. Who is everyone talking about now? Gets all the laurels, gets all their flowers? Marco Harris, the one who came from my very own wrestling loins. Of course, I'm going to be a little bit bitter about that. Don't even get me started on how excited all the EPW fans are about Chuck Brown Sugar Swan. I saw so much potential in him when I plucked him up from the streets, and he turned out to be such a disappointment. Fighting for his job, he just barely got it back.
Yeah, right. Like you have one of the greatest teachers in the world, one of the greatest instructors in the world, molding you and training you, and you decide to go off on your own, and you have what? A half a cup of coffee, and you get fired from the job? Maybe that should tell you something. Maybe you should have listened and learned longer. Maybe you should have been loyal.
Well, let me ask you this, Jason. Being a teacher, I mean, we're not talking about one student. We're not talking about two students. You've got about 4 students running around here, and if all those students abandoned you, what made these guys turn their back on you? Here's the thing. How many times can it be somebody else's fault? Is it something about Jason Genesis that made them turn their back on you? Or are they just not worthy of Jason Genesis?
It's a little bit of both. Obviously, Marco Harris turned his back on me by not giving me the credit that I'm due. He's been riding the highs of EPW for 2 years at the very peak, and he would not have even stepped inside a ring if it were not for me.
That's right.
That is what irritates me the most. He's gotten all of these matches between all of these names that have come in that EPW would have never been able to afford if they weren't riding off my back the year prior. So obviously that's my biggest, that's my number one.
How hard is it to say, hey, thank you, Jason, for making me who I am today? How hard is it to say, hey, I would not be getting these opportunities if it wasn't for my tutor, my mentor, Jason Genesis, the new beginning? How hard is that? I just said it. You could probably say it, and you're from freaking Arkansas.
So that brings me to you, Trace, man. Here's the thing: former soldier, former firefighter. What happened? What happened with the community, man? How did the community turn their back on you, dude?
Oh, other than everything I've just explained before, when I was in the hospital and nobody cared. Other than that, it's continued on. So I come back and I decide, you know, I'm going to do something for myself for a change. I'm going to try to get something for Trace instead of dedicating it to everybody else, right? And they boo me, they call me names. Like, I don't care. What their opinions do not matter to me. Lions do not concern themselves with the opinions of sheep. But why should I continue to dedicate my life, to miss time with my family, to risk my life? That's not a metaphor. That is literally risking my life for all of these idiots, not just as a soldier, not just as a fireman, but when I step into that ring, when Jason steps into that ring, when Arynann walks through that curtain and goes to the ring, we are risking our lives for their entertainment. And they're going to sit there and ignore me while I'm in the hospital. They're going to boo me when I walk out. No, I don't need that. I've got what I need. My small circle of my best friend and my manager and my soon-to-be wife, that's all I need. The rest of these morons, you can sit back and you can watch as Jason, Arynann, and I dominate the tag team division across the world. Give us time. Give us time.
Man, I want to congratulate you and your soon-to-be wife, man. I meant to start off with that.
I don't need you congratulations, man. You keep it to yourself.
So look, here's the thing. I feel like this thing is spread past wrestling. I mean, here's the thing. The initiative believes America has lost its way. So that's way past the wrestling business. So let's talk about that aspect with each one of you guys. What is it about America that you feel like on the wrong path? The ship needs to be righted.
Where do you start on that, Trace? That you got to start this one.
Well, you want to know where, Buster? Walk out your front door. Now, I know you probably live about 50 to 60 miles away from civilization, but after you make that trek and you see society, it's pretty clear. All of these humans out there are soft. They are soft. They're weak. And it's pathetic is what it is. And what Jason and I are trying to do, we have good people in this country. There's a small number, but we have good people who are trying to right the ship. And they're doing it through different avenues, right? I'm not going to name any names, but people are trying. And all that Arynann, Jason, and myself are doing is trying to do that through a different avenue. That's all we're trying to do. We're trying to help people do better, get better, and be better. And we're showing them a prime example of two grown-ass real men and a real female woman standing in that ring to give everyone an example of what they should be. It's not hard. It's not hard. You're all just a bunch of pussies. That's the problem. So toughen the fuck up and start being men and women again. There's a sound bite for you.
Man, I'll be honest with you, Trace. I don't agree with you very, very much at all, but I 100% agree with that statement right there. There's no doubt that was as truth gets right there about society and reality the way it is today. Dude, self high five, air high five on that one.
No, that's great. And that's great. And you keep talking about that sitting behind your computer screen with your headphones on. The truth is, power doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who move. And Jason, myself, and Arynann, we are moving in a way that no one can comprehend.
Jason, we know Trace, man. He believes in force and power. You're a scholar. So give us your perspective on America today, man.
My biggest problem that I see when I look out at the youth of America is a sheer and utter lack of discipline. All of these kids and people, even at the shows, you see these phone zombies, and it's just disgusting. It causes all these issues with these people needing safe spaces, and they get in these ridiculous internet communities, and they believe all kinds of ridiculous and embarrassing things. And we stand in that ring week in and week out, and we try to set a better example.
Arynann, you got anything you would like to add? You got a perspective on America today and society?
The women today need to learn how to lift their men up and cheer them on and stand by them. Other than that, they've said the rest.
I agree with that too. I think we need to go back to a simpler time in society, man. Too much technology, too much information, too many opinions that don't need to be out there. Simple
so your
as
solution,
that.
Buster, is to build a time machine and go back in time. That's your solution? See, that's the problem. People like you who come up with the idiotic, nonsensical solutions like that. There's absolutely no way we can go back in time. What we have to do is face reality right now, and we have to fix it now, like Jason and I are doing right now. Do you understand that?
So let's talk about that, Trace. How do we fix it, man? The initiative is committed to improving the sad state of America through professional wrestling. So how are we going to improve the state of America through pro wrestling?
Well, the way Jason and I are doing it, and Arynann, is by giving examples of what real men and women look like. You said earlier in this podcast, we were one of the most sought after team. No, we are the best tag team in this area by leaps and bounds. That's not a wrestling promo, okay? That is the shoot for all you smart marks. We are the best. No one can do what Jason, myself, and Arynann can do. Nobody. Nobody works to the level that we work. No one has any manager that's worth fuck all. If you ask me, I'll be honest with you. Nobody's even close. The next tag team underneath us is a couple of children, Buster. Do you understand that? That's where we are right now. So you want to know how we make this country, this world better through professional wrestling? By being real professional wrestlers. We don't walk through the curtain and look like the school bell just rang, okay? We don't go to the ring and look like a couple of people who don't even have proper gear or have the same type of gear or have matching uniforms, because it's important to set yourself apart. That's what we do. And I don't care who takes offense to this. Every single tag team in this era, you're all a bunch of fucking jokes. Every one of you. You need to do better.
Man, that's some heat right there. I got to admit that. Now I'm echoing. Am I echoing to y'all?
Yes.
Hold on. Let me check my settings. All right. What about that? That's better, right? So let me ask you guys this. Let's get on wrestling. Let me ask you guys this, man. Both of you guys were single stars on your own. Here's the thing about two single stars coming together to form a tag team. It don't always work. Most of the time, one guy flies to the moon, the other guy sinks to the bottom of the ocean. But you two guys came together, and I feel like y'all have actually gotten better. I feel like that you two guys being a tag team, I feel like y'all really mesh good together. Your chemistry's real good in the ring. And I feel like both of y'all, I feel like the initiatives is bigger stars than either one of you guys were on your own. What's your thoughts about that?
I'm sorry. Who are you asking?
Either one of you.
Look, brother, would you like to take this one? Is my brother frozen? Well, that's fine. He's got stuff going on. He's a busy guy. I'll take this.
There you go.
He's a busy man. Don't fucking judge him because he's got things going on. Arynann's got things going on. We're doing you a favor, pal. I'll tell you why we're better together. See, here's the difference between Jason, Arynann, and myself and most of these morons out here. Jason and I don't need each other, okay? We elevate each other, and there is a difference, All right. We're not in a situation where we have to have each other. Well, who's the Marty Jannetty of the group? Hey, dipshit, there is no Jannetty in this group. You got that? And we're not Shawn Michaels either, because we're better than both of them. And I don't give a shit who thinks that I'm talking, oh, Trey said we're better than the Rock and Roll Express or the Rockers. And don't get me started on the Rock and Roll Express. Do not. I'll let Jason. But I'm going to tell you something. We elevate each other because we choose to elevate each other. A good tag team is just like a relationship. It's just like a marriage. We have to work at it, and we make that choice every single day. We don't have one argument and quit the tag team like a bunch of these kids out here do, okay? We don't not get along and say, oh, well, we shouldn't do tag team wrestling. Let's just go back to singles. No, we're grown-ass men, and we work through it, and we become better each time. Pain is sacred. Understand that. Pain is sacred. It is a lesson. It makes you better every single time. And when Jason and I have to go through growing pains, we go through it together, and then we get better. So you want to know why we're better than we were before as singles? It's a simple answer. We chose to be.
Jason, you got anything to add to that?
He's absolutely right. Pain is sacred. You don't want to be the truth. You want some vulnerability for this podcast. Our first few matches when we started were not up to the caliber that we expected. Tag team wrestling is hard, and we were the best at it because we worked the hardest at it. Period.
So look, man, y'all are all over the place. Since you guys got together, y'all are all over the place. When I said one of the most sought after teams in professional wrestling, that was 100% the truth. We heard in the little video all the places you're working. Let's start off with Ohio Valley, because that's what I want to talk to you guys about. How did you guys end up in Ohio Valley? How did that phone call come about?
Well, it was pretty simple. We're an amazing tag team, and they need tag teams, obviously. Watch their show.
They called begging.
Yeah. And, you know, the problem with that is that we would love to dominate OVW as well. But Arynann, she has a lot going on in her life. She's preparing for some acting roles right now because Hollywood's just begging to have her. If when she decides to do it, it's all on her time. And the travel, the distance is rough on her. She needs her sleep. That's a big part of her regiment, right? And we support that as grown-ass men. We both support that. And we want her to be happy, you know? So as far as I'm concerned, I don't really give a shit if they have us anymore or not. Jason?
No, I mean, they rest on their laurels, but they are what they are.
So, Arynann, let me ask you this. He said you got some acting roles coming up. And I've had Jason on the podcast a few times. And if I'm remembering correctly, he told me that you have a entertainment background, that you kind of grew up in the entertainment industry. You want to smarten us up a little bit on any of that?
Yes, I had a show in Branson, Missouri with my father growing up. I grew up in theater, acting in front of a lot of people. I've sang in front of millions of people.
I mean, are you writing a fucking book, Buster? What all do you need to know from her?
She's being modest. She's won New Voice of the Year on the prestigious Branson, Missouri Strip. She won Nashville Star when she was what? How old were you for that?
Like 6?
Yeah. So
10. I was close.
So she's been in show business, yes, her whole life, and that is why she took to it like a fish to water.
Yeah.
Well, that's something I was going to say. From the first time I ever saw her, especially the first time I ever saw her live, man, I'd never seen her before, and she captivated the audience. And the one thing I noticed, she had to be nervous because we're all nervous, but she didn't show it one lick. And I kind of thought right then that she has to have done things in front of an audience before. Girl, how do you feel like your prior entertainment experience helped you transition into wrestling?
It made me more comfortable in front of people. 100%.
So look, guys, Ohio Valley, y'all don't give a shit whether you go back or not.
No.
So let's talk about EPW now. You guys are former EPW heavyweight tag team champions, and let's talk about how you guys lost those titles. One of you guys tell us the story.
Well, there's no story to it.
I can dig into it a little bit. So if you do your research, you would know why we're the best team. We have not lost a meaningful match at EPW since we lost our tag team titles. We lost them to the Twins of Salem after having the best tag team feud that this area has ever seen. We lost them in a first blood match to those freaks. But now look at them. We will give them their props. The Twins of Salem are now known as the Outcasts, and they are absolutely killing it on the indie scene all around. So, of course, that's the only team in this area that could even come close to us. And it's just a matter of time until the EPW tag team titles are back where they belong with the Initiative.
Well, speaking of the... Go ahead, Trace.
Well, I was just going to say, Jason and I, we took a shot. We had a first blood match, really just because of what they did to the Matriarch Arynann. These deranged lunatics poured blood, like actual blood. And I don't know what animal it came from, something in their barn, I guess. They poured actual blood on air. I'm sorry, I don't mean to bring it up.
That's why
that's what she wanted this first blood match, and we will do whatever the Matriarch asks of us. We're going to do it. And we set ourselves up because we're wrestling two morons who like to bite people. Okay. And that's that they do that during normal matches. And it just so happens that we both ended up getting bit. You know, it's not like it's not impressive. Mosquitoes can bite. So, and then because of the rules of the match, yes, we lost the tag team titles, which we have still not received our rematch for. So,
well,
good job,
the outbreak getting a big push in JCW Juggalo Championship Wrestling defeated you guys.
That's that place where they set people on fire, right?
I think it is.
Oh, okay.
I think it is.
Cool.
So they also defeated you guys for the EPW tag team titles. Let me ask you this. These guys are starting to get a real big push on a larger stage. Is there any jealousy there between the Initiative and the Outbreak?
I'm sorry. Do you think Jason, Arynann, and myself have the need to have our egos fed by these so-called wrestling fans? We don't care about that. We're on a mission. We're trying to help people do better, get better, and be better. We don't care where these two creepy, smelly weirdos go. Why would we care about that?
So you don't care about what the wrestling fans yet. You turned your back on them, Trace, because you felt like they turned their back on you because they didn't show up at the hospital and call. But you don't need your ego fed.
No. I didn't turn my back on them. I simply took Arynann's advice and stopped caring about them. I stopped trying to make myself be good because that makes no sense. There's no reason why I should put so much effort into trying to be a good person because results is all that matters. You get that? The end result is all that matters. I don't care what people think about me. That doesn't affect my life. That doesn't affect Jason Genesis's life. It doesn't affect the Matriarch, what people think about us. We are driven by results, and that is clear. It is clear because look at our records. Results is what we want, and that's what we're getting.
Hey, you guys have held a bunch of tag titles. You've also been the Premier Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions. So let's talk about your stint in Premier Pro. Jason, you've had actually both of you guys have had a long stint in Premier Pro separately at first. Jason, you were one of the longest reigning Premier Pro Wrestling heavyweight champions. in history, may be the longest reigning Premier Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion in history. You two guys had a hell of a run as the PPW Tag Team Champions. So let's talk about PPW for a few minutes right now and talk about you guys' run there. Jason?
Trying to remember some of the things that happened there. We do travel. We have so many matches. I'm trying to remember all the things that happened there.
Well, don't worry about what all happened. Just how did you guys like PPW? Are we going to see you guys return to PPW in the future?
There's always a possibility of that. There's nothing currently in the works for that. I've always had a good relationship with PPW and would be happy to go back there someday if schedules and everything permit.
I mean, the truth is there's people everywhere that need us. They need our education. They need to be taught by Jason, and they need to see an example by me. And honestly, they're just lucky to even look at the Matriarch.
So let's move on to MIW. Jason, I know for a fact you've got a vested interest in MIW wrestling, period. You guys have also been the MIW Tag Team Champions. Let's spend a little time on MIW because, look, these other companies get talked about a lot. I don't feel like MIW gets enough credit. It's a every week show, pack the fans in week after week, been running for years. Let's talk about MIW and you guys run there.
MIW is, what's the word to call it? For those who followed my career from the beginning, it is where I started, and so it is where I ultimately call home. I do have a special place in my heart for MIW. Yes, we have been multiple-time tag team champions at MIW. I'm there a lot more often than Trace is because the initiative is busy, and Trace has other things to handle. So, so I am there regularly, but yet I have a vested interest in MIW because of my history there.
So let's talk about MIW as a company, Jason. Let's drop the initiative for a second. Just as a company, it's your home base company, pretty much, kind of. So let's talk about how you've seen MIW grow over the last few years, because I feel like over the last probably year and a half or 2 years, MIW's grown a lot.
I believe that the talent and the shows itself is a money mark away from being the best show around, if I'm being honest. It's a small show. It is what it is. But what we do down there, I'm very proud of. I think anyone that would go down there would enjoy the show tremendously. It is good week after week. Being a weekly show, it has that episodic quality to it. It's very important for that situation, being a weekly show. And I think anyone that would go would enjoy it. I think, like I said, that's a money mark away from being a top show, top contender. I think that is the problem from, like what you say, why it's not talked about so much. Because we do have top talent there, not only of the initiative, we're champions there for pretty much a year straight. Marco Harris is down there, Chuck Swan is down there, Isaiah Cohn is down there. He's an underrated talent. There's a lot of great talent down there, a lot of young guys that are there, and it is a good show.
Trace, how you feel about MIW, man?
I mean, honestly, everything that Jason said, he's still being modest about it. MIW is a different type of show. If you want to see something different, if you're one of these losers that travel around this area, because there's some of you out there that literally have nothing better to do, but it's good because you need to learn how to actually be a human by watching us. When you go to these different places, you go to somewhere like MIW, it gives you a different quality of show. It's a different caliber. See, what you got to understand about Jason and myself is we play by different rules because we operate at a different level. Okay? So write that down. What Jason has done with that company is nothing short of a miracle considering what it was before he got his hands on it. There was a bunch of morons and losers that would come through that door. They would get in there and they would play wrestler, and it's embarrassing and it should be shut down. It's one step away from child abuse. And then Jason Genesis comes in and cleans up the whole place and actually makes it a show worth seeing. So you want to know my opinion on MIW? I think Jason's got a point about finding a money mark. But honestly, if you want something that's a different caliber show, that's where you need to be on Friday nights. Stop going to fucking high school football. Your team sucks. Stop trying to watch them. Go watch MIW.
Damn. You ain't making no fucking friends. I can tell you that.
I'm not here to make friends. I'm not here to make fans. I'm here to tell the truth.
You ain't making none. So look, man, Jason, you've trained some of the top talent around our area, young talent, and that's no bullshit. Here's the thing. We've been through this before about talent. You and Dotson had a discussion about training talent, but at the end of the day, it's about the end results. And you've got at least 4 guys running around our area that are in top spots in different companies. All these guys carry themselves well. They all can wrestle in the ring. And from what I know about all of them, they all are professionals. So let's talk about that just for a second from Jason Genesis' perspective, man. You got to be proud of these guys.
What can I say? I shit excellence. Even though they don't always give me the props that they should, but they are doing well in their own way. Race Richards, he got Rookie of the Year in the Mid-South Awards.
Didn't he just win a title somewhere?
He just made a big comeback, and he's now the Union City Wrestling Heavyweight Champion.
That's another one. Title. It's like every student that the man has trained has become a champion. What else do you need?
I've actually got Race coming on here in November.
Ask him why he left Jason Genesis. Ask him that. Ask him why he's not grateful for the man who put him in the spot that he's in. Do that.
So look, man, y'all are at a new company, dude. I noticed you guys at 901 Wrestling, man. Let's talk about that. You guys go from company to company, conquering territory, and now you guys are in 901. So talk to me about going to 901 and how you like 901 Wrestling.
It's just another area to dominate, Buster. It's just another area that needs to be educated, and another area where there are people that need to learn how to be better. I don't know how many other ways I can say this. It's really simple, okay? For the initiative, weakness is the enemy. And that's not a wrestling promo. That's not a work. Weakness is a cancer, and it spreads like a cancer. Weakness is the enemy. Strength is the solution. Through strength, we gain victory. Through victory, we gain freedom, and the initiative will set you free. And that's all we're trying to do to every single company. Now, like Jason said earlier, myself, Arynann, and Jason, we're only 3 people. We're doing our best. We can only go so many places at so many times, and we're trying our best to get out there as much as possible. But these places that we go are so screwed up and so soft and weak. Sometimes we have to spend some time there to make a change, and that's what we're doing at 901.
So who do you guys feel like will be your top challenge at 901 Wrestling? You got the Gentlemen's Club. I know that. Top tag team there.
Yeah, the Gentlemen's Club will be dropping those tag team titles very soon. It's only a matter of time. We're undefeated at 901 Championship Wrestling. They don't have anyone that we're worried about on their roster. We're going to keep tearing through every single team they put in front of us until they put the Gentlemen's Club in front of us. And then we will have another belt to add to our resume as the 901 Tag Team Champions.
Bold claim right there, guys. So look,
no, wait, whoa. Hold on. It's not a bold claim. The man is speaking truth. He's talking about what's going to happen in the future. It's not a claim. He's not making a challenge. He's not making a promise. Jason is speaking simple, factual information. We deal in logic. And that man is incredibly logical. And he just explained to you that since there is no team there that can challenge us, that's our future.
Trace, I'm finna put you on the spot, man. In y'all's manifesto, there's 7 articles that outlines you guys' core belief. What are they, Trace?
You want all 7?
All 7.
Well, okay. First of all, hold on. You're not going to tell me what I am and I'm not going to do.
Come
And you're not
on,
going to.
now,
I'm not your dancing monkey, Buster.
come
I
on,
can
Trace,
tell
quit
you.
calling.
Are you yelling at me? Don't yell at me, brother. You know what? No.
You mean to tell me you
Jason,
don't know
I need
your
a
own
second.
several
Jason,
articles?
I need a second.
Jason,
Can you handle this? Can you tell him to fucking calm down, please?
How dare you question the man's integrity or knowledge of the Declaration of Discipline?
I'm waiting.
Dude, as far as I'm concerned, you can keep waiting.
Yeah,
So we're going.
you can forget about that. After that insult, no.
Come on, guys. You got to be able to recite your own shit, man. Trace. Now, look, I know you threatened to sue me for trying to shake your hand one time, so I know I might get a loan.
You can't just touch me. All right, fine. You want me to be your dancing fucking monkey? I'll be your dancing monkey. Article 1, strength is over sentiment, right? Article 2, the youth must yield. All these little young pieces of shit, they need to settle down and listen to the elders so we can explain to them how to be real men. Article 3 is the patriarchal principle. Men lead this country. Men built this country, and we will lead it again and from now moving forward. Article 4 is America must rise, and we're here to lift it up. 5 is the code of combat. 6 is the philosophy of power. 7, and maybe arguably the most important one, is the role of the matriarch. Now, are you happy?
I will say this, that was loose as hell, Trace. I'm going to be honest with you, man. From you, a military guy, I expected you to recite that shit word for word, dude.
This is not Build-A-Bitch workshop. You get what you get. You don't throw a fit.
You understand? Write that down. That down.
What a mouth, man. So pretty. What a mouth, though. Lord Jesus. Jason, I can tell you right now, you'll probably be sleeping on the couch after this podcast tonight, man.
I didn't do anything. You're the one who better watch your back.
Hey, I'm watching my back. So look, guys, what's the future for the initiative? We're running close to an hour. We're getting ready to wrap it up. You guys are working all over the place. You've been top tag team pretty much everywhere you go. What is the initiative's big picture, man? Where would you guys like to go to in the wrestling business?
Every single company needs our help. And I want you to listen to this, and I want you to hear me. And every one of you little morons out there watching this video, you need to understand this. Jason Genesis, the new beginning, the matriarch Arynann, and myself, we're not just another tag team. We're not the best tag team in the Mid-South area. We are the best tag team in professional wrestling. And if you got a problem with that, lace them up, bitch. So what's the future for us? We will continue to educate and dominate. Now, we will do that through professional wrestling. As I said earlier, the matriarch has several different avenues that she's pursuing to express to the rest of the world what a real woman is. So we're going to continue to pursue every single avenue that presents itself before us, including the ones that we take to make these idiots, all of you watching this program right now, all of Buster's fans, we're going to make you better, whether you like it or not. That's our future.
So let me ask you guys this, and Jason, this is for you mainly. Trace can throw in what he wants to about it. You guys, total package, man. Y'all got excellent gear. Y'all are in shape. Y'all look great, look professional. Talk to me about walking in these dressing rooms and getting dressed, and then you look it over, and there's all these guys in their tennis shoes, in their T-shirts, headed out to the ring. Let's talk about that, because here's the thing. You want to make America great through wrestling? I feel like you got to make wrestling great first. What do you guys think when you look across the dressing room and you see these guys? They got their little Asics wrestling shoes on. They got half-ass Walmart gear. They got a dirty, greasy t-shirt because they just left their mechanic's job. Talk to me about this because y'all are totally different from any of that.
I'm surprised that one was for me because Trace will kill that one more. But it's absolutely disgraceful.
Disappointment.
That the first thing that makes us one of the better tag teams is the fact that we look like a tag team. Can you imagine that? Then we have so many guys in these locker rooms that don't even look like wrestlers. And it's appalling. It's disgraceful. It's disrespectful to this business that we love. And when we see that, we make them pay for it in the ring.
Trace, I know you got something to throw in. I can see it on your face, man.
Well, Jason's made some very good points. I'm just going to say this, okay? Machiavelli said that men are only motivated by two things: love and fear. And all these people that have no motivation to be the best that they possibly could for this business, they don't love this business, and they're not afraid of the consequences that exist for presenting themselves the way that they do. It's a personal insult. And while Jason and I are not ruled by emotion, we will act when we have been disrespected in a finite manner. And it's really simple. If you can't be motivated by your love for this business, then you will be motivated by fear. And we will instill that. And we will make sure that these tennis shoe, Nike gym short wearing dipshits never step into a ring again.
All right, y'all, I don't think there's nothing left to say. I think that said it all right there. Look, y'all, I want to thank you guys so much for coming on. I know you guys are busy, man. I want to thank all three of you for coming on, giving us your time, being yourselves, speaking your minds, man. I appreciate you guys so much.
It was your pleasure and honor, yes.
What'd you say, Jason?
It was your pleasure and honor. Yes, it was.
Definitely my pleasure, man. I've been trying to get you guys here since the initiative formed, and it took me, a year? Pretty much a year to get you guys here, especially get the Matriarch here, man. It has been absolutely my pleasure. I am so proud to have you on finally. Jason's been on. This is his third or fourth time. He's running. You are in running with Chris Rocker and Jet Hero for most times on the show.
Oh,
I'll
hey,
be honest with
Buster,
you.
don't ever put my partner on with any morons on this show again. I got news for you. The loudest man in the room is usually the most insecure, and you put that on blast the last time you had my tag team partner on here. Don't ever do that to him again.
Man, look, man, let me say this. Jason, come on, man. Honestly, when I asked him to come on that show, I didn't really know if he'd do it, man. I honestly thought, man, there's a good chance he's going to say, hell no, I ain't going to come on that, but he did. Jason's got all my respect in the world. I'm going to be honest with everybody, and this is for a shoot. Jason's got all my respect in the world, man. He has come on, spoke freely time after time, done some things that I didn't think he would get involved with, but he did. Jason, man, you got carte blanche on this show, period. It don't matter if you need to come on for anything at the drop of a hat, man. You just let me know, and I'll get you on. Trace, I'll get you on as quick as you pay me, man. You hit me up. You slide me a quick 100 in the cash out. We'll get you on too there, Trace.
Hey, Buster, you want to hear a joke? Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Go fuck yourself.
All right, Trace, I'm pulling you down first, man. You have a great night, my friend. Guys, thank you so much for coming on. I really do appreciate y'all. Y'all have a wonderful the rest of y'all's night.
Have a good one, Buster. We'll do it again sometime.
Take it easy. All right, y'all. You seen it right there. The initiative, kind of a wild podcast. Didn't really know what to expect. Is what it is. I had a blast, though. Trace really did threaten to sue me. That's no shit right there. I tried to shake his hand one day, and literally, he got his lawyer on me. I got a call from a lawyer, a little cease and desist order on shaking this man's hand. I love these guys, though. They look the part. They are the part. They believe in what they're doing. One of the most professional, sought-after teams anywhere around our area. Anytime you get a chance to go see the initiative, go check these guys out, no matter where it is. You know I got to plug the Dirty Dozens, and I'll let you guys get out of here.
You already know who it is. We be bustin'. It's Big Buster, baby, and I got some Dirty Dozens for y'all. We be bustin'. Wrestling roast battles. Y'all ain't ready for this. Y'all ain't ready. Here we go. Who be bustin'? We be bustin' like Blassie, like William Perry, we hustlin'. Big in these streets like Big Buster. You a sucker like Lou Brother who trust we bustin'. Lick off shot, chin get clocked, knick-knack, patty whack, give a dog a bone. Dirty Dozens with my pros, step into the zone. Wrestling roast battle, leave that alone. We be bustin'.
All right, guys, do not miss the Dirty Dozens. October 19th, it's a Sunday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be sure to check it out. It's going to be hilarious. Two of these guys are going to win $50. I will be back next Thursday night with Robert Carter Jr. at 7 p.m. He's the guy behind Divine Productions, man, becoming one of the leading pro wrestling theme music makers out here around our area. Dude makes some great music, man. He's a hell of an engineer. Do not miss it next Thursday night, 7 p.m. Until then, y'all take it easy.
When you hear that Buster HR, oh man, it's about to go down. You feel the tension in the air. Wrestling fans all over the world, get ready for this right here. They're gonna have a field day with this one. You're about to witness Buster Unmasked! Oh, Lord! Oh, Lord! There's no telling what Buster's gonna say today. We just getting started. Just getting started! Welcome to Buster Unmasked! Hosted by Buster.